Hello friends, you're the Lonesome Gamer, and today I'm playing 18AL. We're in phase 4, and what we can expect now, we're in the first stock round after the first 4 train was purchased. One is left in the bank pool or in the bank. And what we can expect is that this guy will now start the last company, the Alabama, Tennessee and Northern Railroad. He's got a lot of money available to do so. He's 200, 400, 500 bucks. Now, I guess he will sell one of his shares here for 70 and how much does he need? Well, maybe more, maybe 2 shares. Will he be able to start his company for 105? Let's see. Yeah, if he sells 2 shares, and that's what he does right now, that is the maximum of shares he can sell because there are 3 in there. So if he sells these, he gets 140 from the bank, and that allows him now to start the ATM for 105, the highest possible value. He's gonna need that money. In the end, he's gonna control then 1,050 bucks, and we're right in the period of the game where the first 5 trains come within reach. He won't be able to buy the 4, the 5. Well, he doesn't even have the money to buy the 4 and 2 5s, and it's also not allowed because when the first 5 comes out, there's a train limit of 2. So that would be an illegal move. So we also got to make sure that we kind of shift trains in a reasonable way. Yeah, it's tricky. We'll see how we can do that. But first we're going to float the company. This guy here is sitting in a lot of money. 280 bucks. And well, let's see. So he basically has to invest in other players' shares. Here we got about 200, which is also not bad. This guy is sitting on 100. He's not doing that great. So I'm done with the stock round. Priority is now with this guy. And that was to be expected because he had to float a company. So obviously he was forced to do the most actions. And therefore he could invest quite a bit in other companies. He invested in the TAG and in the Atlanta and West Point. The TAG has a 3 train, and well, all these companies have enough money basically to buy themselves a permanent train. Maybe not this one. They're gonna come up with something. They might have to swallow once or so. Maybe he should have instead invested in the mobile. But this one was pretty cheap, only 50 bucks. So he thought, yeah, I'm gonna buy. Basically, he bought 3 shares of the TAG for 75, and then there was only money left for another Atlanta and West Point. So yeah, okay. This guy only could afford 2 shares, one of the Atlanta and West Point and one of the Atlanta and Birmingham coast. He could have tried to steal the Atlanta and West Point from him, but then he simply could have sold a share of the mobile and a share of the ABC share. That would have allowed him to buy 30% of the Atlanta and West Point because it's so cheap, and then he would have controlled 50% of both companies. So it was not possible to make that attack, or also not that reasonable, I guess. What this player could have done is he could have now, for example, I don't know, sold a share of the mobile and maybe buy a share of the Atlanta and West Point, simply to screw up his priority. You know, he was totally confident he would get priority, and if he would have done that, then this player would have now had priority. But I don't think that would have changed things that much for him. He still would have kept probably the shares of the Tennessee and Alabama and Georgia, because this is in the hand of a single player. There's enough money for a permanent train, at least 4 or 5. So this is not a big danger here. And he simply could have sold one of the Atlanta and West Point Railroad, and that's it. And so it's not, you know, I mean, and it brings him in a worse position when it comes to priority. Okay. So right now, this guy controls $1,050. Over here we have another 45. So we got to figure out what we're going to do here. I think I'm not going to start buying trains from the bank with the new company immediately. I think I'm going to buy this train over here, because then these two guys, is that so? No, not that one. But then at least this one has to will not be able to buy the 5 train immediately. And you know, if I start buying the 4 train here and maybe the first 5 train, I cannot get the 5 train in this company, because then I'm train locked already. And I will basically give everybody else, if I buy only a 4 train and then buy the 4 train with these guys, I give maybe more people the chance to buy let me see that. At least this guy will then buy the first 5 train, and then I'm gonna buy the second 5 train. So it doesn't really make a big difference, but yeah, I think for me it's better if I do it that way. So anyways, let's see what I can do. I'm gonna make a connection here probably as soon as possible. So maybe through the swamp, Tuscaloosa, and then Birmingham. That looks reasonable. The other option would be to go here from Tupelo north. And can I upgrade this? Yes, I can. There's an upgrade for this one here, for example. And then I could build my way down here, because I got this mobile in Nashville here. And if I can make that run with this company, it would be pretty awesome. And I only need a 4 train to do it, by the way. If I go Nashville, Tupelo, Meridian, and Mobile, that would be pretty cool. So I might consider that way too. I'm not sure what to do here. So I decided to go through the swamp toward Tuscaloosa and then Birmingham. That brings me a quick connection here with all the others. so that I can make more money that way. And the other company, the L&N, will still be able to I don't know, to, for example, run its train like this if they want to go to Mobile, or straight down here, maybe go through Zelma, depending on what's going on in Birmingham, of course. Okay, what's next? Well, I didn't pay out, so that means the share value drops. And now it's the TAC. And yeah, they still only have a 3 train. So what are they gonna do now? Sitting here. So I think for them what's important is that they make sure that they can somehow get to Birmingham. So they might want to make this upgrade here before someone else takes away the tile, because there's only one of them, and lay that like this. Okay, that's just, just to play it safe. And yeah, now we can run the 3 train, and we can start here in Rome and basically go like this. So that's 10, that is 50 because of the... Is that so? Wait a minute. Yeah, because of the South and Northern Alabama, that's 50 and 80, and that's 120. So now it's the L&N, and they finally connect with Birmingham. Brings only 10. It costs them 60 to do that. Then they're going to place that token there for 40. So they have to spend $100, but because this is their historical destination, and you can see that down there, that's Birmingham. Because of that, they will get $100 as a bonus, and therefore they can basically do that for free. I mean, first they have to have the money in there to actually pay for the cost, but then they get it returned from the bank. So great. And we don't have a train. So that means that, well, oh, by the way, I actually forgot about buying the 4 train here. Do I want to do that? Okay, I will not buy the 4 train. I don't see a reason for that. I might have a chance to get the 6 train. It's going to be very close. Same problem here, the 6. So the thing is, first of all, this guy will buy the 4 and the 5. That's for sure. At least, yeah, I mean, pretty much sure, right? Then operates this guy, and he gets a second 5. Okay, cool. There are only 2 5s in this game. Then it's green. He's not going to buy a train at all. And then it is him. And that's the thing. He has now 370. To buy the 6, he would need... to buy the 6, he would need 630. 370. I don't think he can run for that much money with the 3 train. So even if he swallows, I have my serious doubts that he will be able to actually buy the 6 train. Interesting. I don't think he can do it. So, but if I swallow, I think I can. I'm sitting here on 520. So I think I might be able to buy the 6 train. And even if I can't, As I said, I've got 520, so buying a 7 partly out of pocket wouldn't be so bad. I think the 7 is 700. I think I can afford that without being too hurt, too badly hurt. Okay, anyways, so I'm not gonna buy a train here. I'm gonna wait until someone buys that 4 train away, and this is gonna be him. He's basically forced to, otherwise he can buy the 4 train back, but this is stupid. Okay, so yeah, he laid track, he doesn't have a train, so now exactly what we thought happened. He buys the 4 train, and of course, he also buys the 5. That's the cheapest permanent train, and usually you always buy a 5 train if you can get one. So that's 750. That makes sense? Yeah, that's the money of the company, exactly. 750, so we got... What? Sure about that? That's a lot of money left. But, yeah, I think we still have that much money left. Interesting. Yeah, but I actually kind of prepared myself for the unlikely possibility that this guy would have bought the 4 train, then I still would have had the money to buy 2 5 trains, which would have been perfect for me. But yeah, that was not really to be expected. Okay, great. So we got the first permanent train now, and we are in brown. The privates close at that point. These 2 trains stay with the company. I think that tile goes away though, I'm not totally sure. I can't really find something here, but I'm gonna remove it from the game. I don't think it makes a lot of sense to keep it. The token here, the coal fields, also stay with the company. Okay, there we go. Privates are gone. And, well, I couldn't run because I didn't have a train, so the value drops, and now it's this guy here, and he will be able to run, to buy the next 5 train. He's sitting on 450 bucks. So this player here, who controls the 2 red companies here in the south, he made the decision to go to Atlanta with his companies. If he works together with them, it's pretty quick, and he can run 5 trains, for example, perfectly from Atlanta to Mobile. And therefore he now doesn't upgrade these 2, he just tries to make the connection as soon as possible, and then he can still upgrade the remaining tiles. There are only, or hexes, there are only 3 of them, so it's not that bad. Montgomery will go up to 50, so that's also pretty good. He thought about making his way here to Birmingham by first upgrading Zelma, but you know, the problem in this game is you don't have a chicken foot in green. So if you upgrade this like that, you know, you kind of have to, it's still not that easy to get there. And there might be other guys who kind of might try to block you out and all. They have the time to set all kind of shit up. So I think maybe it's the best way to go to Atlanta. And because, as I said, we can work together here, it's actually pretty quick. So the Mobile ran the 3 train here from Mobile to Montgomery, and this gives now 50 bucks. At least I think so. Yeah, that's correct. This gives 50 bucks, and then Zelma. I mean, okay, you could have upgraded one of these instead of laying that tile, but as I said, I want to go there. And now, of course, we're going to buy the next 5 train and the last 5 train for 450. So we're sitting now also on a permanent. That's good. And I ran for 11 and paid out. Okay, now we come, it's 50 and that's also 50. So to these guys now, and they're gonna simply go here. Now here's the interesting aspect. If they lay a token here, which they don't necessarily want to do, but let's assume they do, they would get an additional 60 bucks in there because it's the token that only costs them 40. So that might be an interesting point here. But I still don't think they can get to the 630 to the 6 train. But that would obviously be awesome if they could do it because of the token. So let's calculate that. Okay, they are at 300. 360. Okay, so they're 360. They're gonna run for 11. So that gives them, if they swallow, that brings them to 470. I don't know, no way. They can only go to 530. There is no way they can get to the 6th train. Yeah, shit. That sucks. Okay, anyways. I'm not gonna lay the token then, I guess. I mean, I could. Why not? It gives me a little bit of money, and I don't really see a point. I don't know. I mean, maybe I want to lay the token somewhere else. Do I? Hard to tell. But the thing is that with the other company, if I lay a token here, I kind of block the route to Atlanta for the other company. They have to first make an upgrade before they can make the connection to Atlanta. So that kind of hurts the mobile again. Because the mobile, I'm pretty sure, will lose the 3 train. So they only sit on a 5 train then. And, well, will they? It's actually an interesting question. Will they lose that train? Can they run 2 trains? Who has enough money to buy a 6? Well, I think the only one who could maybe do it is him. So he's sitting on 520. Now let's assume he swallows. He needs 110, and I'm pretty sure he can get there. That's 60. Yeah, he runs. Right now he already runs for 110. He can still upgrade stuff and all. I mean, yeah, he's gonna have enough money to buy a 6 train. So we definitely has to assume that we're gonna lose the 3 trains here. Then he's got a 5 train that he wants to run from Atlanta to Mobile. So we're not gonna lay our token here. Otherwise we would just block this poor guy. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we laid the tile on West Point. We're going to run for 50, 70, 110, and we're going to swallow. I only have 30%, so there's no reason for me to pay that out. I'm going to swallow. Take the 110. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, I'm not in a great position. I'm not even at 500. And I probably have to buy the 7. I mean, okay, it's not that bad, but it's not great either. I'm not going to go bankrupt or something, but it, yeah, kind of sucks. Okay, and then it's the ABC. And again now, this guy clearly sees where things are going. He has a 3 and a 4. He was hoping it would last longer, but it doesn't look good. As we could have expected now, or as we calculated, this guy will buy the 6, right? I mean, it's pretty obvious. There's no reason for him not to do so. He can't afford it, so he's going to do it. And that will kill the 3 trains. And then this guy has to do a forced purchase and buy the 7. And the 7 will kill the 4 trains. Right? So that means then this guy sits there without a train and a buck in his company. Great. And he's also not in the best shape. He's sitting on 150 bucks. So it's oh boy. Okay. So what is he gonna do? Will he swallow? Will he say, I'm gonna risk it. I want the shares go up? I have no idea. Okay, now this guy is in a ton of trouble. He runs for 250, which is by now the best run, but the problem is that, yeah, the next OR, when it's his turn, he's going to be without a train. And he swallows for 250. And yeah, he's in a very bad position. Maybe we're going to see a bankruptcy here. I'm not sure. But I think it could be possible that this guy will go bankrupt. Okay, so well, wait a minute. Wait a second. Well, here's the thing now. If we pay out instead, that's interesting. Now look at that. There's an interesting thing here. If we pay out, then this guy here, the Atlanta and West Point Railroad, will go after us. And they are going to be the ones that kill our 4 train. It's kind of interesting, you know. If we have one more run with the 4 train if we pay out. Is it worth it? Oh boy, I don't know. You know what? I think actually I want to pay out. So I'm going to pay out. So I'm sitting here now. And instead of taking the 250 in the company, I'm going to pay out now. Now I see that this is, I'll lose about $100 because if I pay out, I only get, well, 6 times 25, that's 150. So yeah, exactly. I'm going to lose about $100. On the other hand, the share value here rises a little bit. So if I'm then forced to sell shares, I get a little more money out of them, right? So we're back. The Alabama and Tennessee and Northern operates first. And they were kind of lucky. They managed to make the connection by laying a tile here and then made it into Birmingham and immediately placed a token there for $40. So that was great for them. They are now connected and they can run their 4 train. And they are going to run their 4 train now for the last time probably. So we're going to be in a lot of trouble here. So we might even, I don't know, I mean, if we both swallow this time, well, then we don't have any money for the stock round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shit. There's a share limit of 12. We are only at 8. Pretty much all the others have more shares. My shares are more valuable, but if I swallow, the idea was to swallow now with both companies, right? And then If the 4 trains go away, I can buy the 5 over. And I might have a lot of cash then. I'm sitting, you know, I can just guess. But let's say I make about 300 bucks with the LNN, which is, yeah, I don't know if it's going to happen, but it's not impossible. I'm sitting then on something like, well, that's 200. I would be at 400 here. And if I do, I can get a lot of money in these 2 companies if I swallow twice. But that means basically that I didn't have any income during this whole set of ORs. And I cannot afford this. This is my, this is my big problem. I just cannot afford to have 0 income. Okay, so here's my plan, and I'm not sure if it would work out. I really don't think so, to be honest. My idea was to say, hey, maybe I can somehow manage to kind of turn the turn order between the 2 companies around. What I would love to happen is that I can basically swallow now with them, so they drop back. That would bring them to 80. You can see that here. And pay out with the others, which make more money anyways. So they go up to 70. And then I thought, hey, maybe if I sell, I mean, I could actually consider really doing that. If I sell 2 shares of this shit, they're not going to be in a good shape anyway. Or maybe even 3 or something. I could bring them down then to something like 70 or 65 or something, right? And if I run with the others, and then the others would go first, and then the others could swallow once. Probably only with 5 train, that's the disadvantage. But I still could get, I could basically swallow with both companies and still pay out with this company before the stock round. That's the idea. So I can, I can swallow now here, pay out with them afterward, and then this company goes before these guys. So I can then swallow with them and somehow maybe, but then I'm going to have to buy the train back here, right? And then, oh boy, this is going to be painful. But I think this is the way I want to do it. Otherwise, I'm going to raise something like 500 bucks or something, which I simply don't have. And even if I pay out now, I think I don't get the money. Oh, shit. I don't know. Well, you know what? I think I'm actually going to follow that plan. So first of all, my idea is I'm going to swallow here and pay out and get the 130 bucks. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So we got the 130 in here now. Okay, fine. And now it's the tag. Okay, they're sitting on a 3 train. They would love to lay a tile here, right? Because then they could run kind of like this. That would be perfect for them. But that costs them another 60 bucks. And I don't think they have that. Okay, so we got our 3 train, and the idea is basically again to run from Rome this way to Atlanta. So that's 10, that's 60, 90, and 160. Okay, nice. Now again we have to swallow. So this thing drops. And okay, great. Now we're sitting here on 600 and I don't know, something like 680 or something. So that's enough to buy us the 6 train. And that kills our own 3 train, by the way. So it's 630 that we're going to need to pay for that permanent train. And okay, so I guess we're not doing so bad here. This thing goes away, of course, and yeah, now a lot of people are losing trains again. 3 train, and yeah. So 4 3 trains go away. The next train is the 7 train. There's only one of them here for 700 bucks. Okay. And now it's the mobile in Ohio. These guys are operating now. Sorry. Up here, of course. And they got a 5 train, so they're fine. And basically we simply proceed with our plan. The idea is to make a connection to Atlanta. There we go. And I think I want to place a token in Montgomery just to make sure that nobody can somehow intrude in this whole network. It's not that easy because Oxmoor is blocked, so nobody can get there. But you know, this is a vital place. I don't want anybody to get in there, so I don't want to risk anything and take the 50 and take the 40 bucks. It's not that bad. Okay, and this gives me now basically my route for the rest of the game. We can upgrade these 3 cities. So we're going for 50, 70, 90, 130. That's 300 for now. That's pretty good. And yeah, that's the question, right? What do we do with that? Do we swallow? Do we pay out? You know, I think I'm going to pay out. And really, is that what I want to do? It's an interesting question. The problem is, if I buy with these guys then, the 7 train, which is what would happen, I don't know if I can actually use that train, right? I got a 7 train, but I only got 5 stops sitting here. Kind of have to, I mean, I think I probably could work my way up north here and somehow push through. So yeah, I guess it's okay for now, but it kind of sucks a little bit. Okay, anyways, I think I'm gonna pay out. 300 is a lot of money, and I'm gonna pay that out. It's 180 bucks for the player. Well, actually, I think, did I say 300? I think it's just 200. Yeah, I ran just for 200, not for 300. So, of course, I don't get 180, but I only get 120. So that means I got to pay back 60 bucks. I think I said 300, but that is not true. Okay, so now it's this guy here, and he's got now the 5 and the 4. And I want to pay out with him no matter what I do. So let's see, no matter how much money I make. I think it would be a good idea to upgrade this, because I'm kind of planning to go through this twice. So let's see. Maybe I want to lay it like this. Do I? I don't know. Maybe that's a tough. Yeah, I think I want to lay it like this. It also gives me the option to go south. I mean, I control this space totally. So I think it's okay for me to do it like this. So that's 50. That thing is 50. Okay, we run a 4 and a 5. So I want to go from Nashville down here, I think, with the 4 train. And with the 5 train. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's great. That's really good. From Atlanta to there. And the cool thing is I can now actually use my Atlanta Birmingham train here. Can assign it to that one, and that gives me another $20. So let's see. So first the 4 train. This is 50, 70, 120, 150. And then this route, 1, 2, 3. Oh shit, man, there's no connection. Fuck, we cannot do that. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna I'm not gonna upgrade this one then, I think. Yeah, I think I don't want to do it then. It's kind of painful, but I think instead... Oh man, I'm gonna lose a lot of money though if I don't do it. Okay, let's do it anyways. I'm not sure which one is better. I could upgrade this. Nah, fuck. I don't know. Okay, now, actually I did upgrade this one. I'm not sure if it's really better. I didn't calculate it through, but my guts tell me it is. I'm making $40 less because I hit Birmingham twice, and if I don't upgrade it to a 50, I'm making $40 less there. On the other hand, this way I can go to Atlanta, which is worth 70, and I get the 20 additional bucks for that extra train. So I think overall it's the better deal. So we're gonna go 50, 70, 100, 130 with the 4 train, and the 5 train then goes here 150, 180, and another 80 is 260. That's 330, and the 2 train is, so I'm running for 350 here. Okay, fine, that's not bad. And so my idea was to pay that out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna pay that out. Sadly, I only have 40%, which sucks, but still, it's 140, and I'm gonna need at least a little bit of money for the upcoming stock round. I want to buy a couple of shares. You know what? I nearly forgot something really important. When the first 7 train is purchased, the 4s don't rust immediately. I really forgot about that. I just remember that now, and luckily I do remember it. So that means that they can have one more run, and that is super important. Yeah, for this guy it's fantastic. He owns 2 4s, so that's just so great. And also for him it's valuable, you know, he can make that run, get a little more money in the company. And yeah, as I said, I nearly forgot about that. And by the way, he also owns a share. I did run for, damn it, how much was it? 50. Yeah, I was running for 35 per share, so he gets the 35, and now it's the green company. Okay, so technically that means they still have 2 runs, right? I mean, they can run the 4 train now, and then if we see the forced purchase of the 4 train here, they still have another run. So I mean, it's not great, but at least he's got some income, and he might be able to avoid the bankruptcy that way. So let's see, I think he is also interested in upgrading Birmingham, because then he can also simply run from Birmingham to Atlanta. And, well, I don't know, he's gonna do it like this, I guess. There we are. And he runs here, this is 80 and 50, so that's 130. He runs for 200 exactly. And, you know, I think I actually want to pay out. I try to make as much money as possible, and so yeah, I'm gonna get 120 bucks for this run. And these two guys each get 20. There we go. Okay, and share value rises. And then it's this guy, and yeah, he doesn't have a train, right? Okay, great. So first, let's see what we can do. And I'm actually thinking about upgrading this one, because it is in my interest. If I buy a 7 now, I gotta somehow find a way to run that thing. And the only way I can see that now is by breaking in here somehow and hoping that no one actually places a token here. Or it really sucks, but I think right now this is my best option. And I think probably someone will place a token here, except we all come to an agreement that this is not going to happen. But we'll see. For now, I'm going to make this upgrade here. Okay, and now, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to pay out, obviously. So I'm at 40 now. And I just want to make sure that I don't mess this up, because they look so similar. It's easy to kind of, yeah, kind of mix them up. Okay, so we need 700 bucks. We don't have that. Well, that's a problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's not terrible, but the problem is we don't have any money. 6. That's 6. Shit. Oh, fuck, man. I think we're in a bad position here. We even have to sell a share, and the big problem with that is that someone can steal the company from us. Oh, that's very bad. You know what? I might even consider. I'm actually thinking about juggling trains for now. The problem I have is, you know, if I sell a share now, let's say that one or whatever, then I end up with a 7 train in here. And then this guy, he could actually start selling shares of the Atlanta and West Point. That thing is worth 40 bucks right now. Or he could start buying shares. That thing is worth 40 bucks. So he easily has the money to buy 50% of the company. He's already sitting on 20, right? Now, if that happens, I'm in a ton of trouble, because I cannot defend myself from this attack. Because I can only if I sell this share, I'd be forced to, oh wait a minute, a sell of those is now worth 80. Look at that. And this is worth 40. So if I sell one share of those, I'd be still at 50% here, and I have the option to buy 2 shares of those. Okay, so I'm fine. I'm fine. That's okay. But just, it just works out. Okay, let's see. So I can actually do it. I can buy that train for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 650, 60, 70. Yeah, I'm gonna have to sell a share. It's gonna be that one. Is it? Yeah, why not? I think it's gonna be that one. They're in trouble anyway, so I'm gonna get 60 bucks for that. And now just let's see that I really pay the right amount. So this is, again, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600. There we go. 700 bucks. Definitely not a good thing. But okay. Buying a train out of pocket is generally not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, of course, if you got to spend 800 bucks or something, it sucks. But if you got to spend a couple of $100, it's usually not that devastating. The problem is, it is bad if you got to spend all your money and the next thing that happens is the stock round. That is really a very, very bad position. That's when you really want to avoid to buy your train if you are not already at the certificate limit. If he had now one more OR, he would be in a good shape. He would make a lot of money with these 2 companies, and he'd be fine. There would be no problem at all. But now, because now we go into the stock round, and it's a 7 train now, by the way, it sucks. It really does, because as we've seen, he's got no money, and if things would have been only a little worse, he'd be even now vulnerable to attacks, and there's nothing which hurts you more. I think that's even worse than a bankruptcy. Then if you kind of sold completely down everything you have, you're totally out of money, and you just managed to get a diesel into your company or whatever, or the permanent train, and then the asshole next to you simply buys the company, because you don't have any money to defend it. So you bought a train, you bought a permanent train for the company, and someone else then simply buys it away from you. That is totally horrible. And he was close to this position, but luckily he managed to avoid this, simply because these are worth, right now that company is actually the most valuable company, so these shares are worth quite a bit. Okay, so we're done with this set of ORs, and we go into the next stock round. And at that point, I'm going to upload the video again. And I know I'm really doing this a lot, with a lot of detail and all, but there were also a lot of things happening here. I think it was an interesting phase of the game. So, and well, we'll see. There's still 2 people in trouble. This guy needs a permanent train, and this guy also does. They still have 1 run, because the 4 train is now kind of triggered to rust, right? But they can do that 1 more run, and especially for him, that might be worth a lot. Okay, so hope to see you on the next video or on lonesomegamer.com. Bye.